So I recently had the opportunity to take this ferry from Rockland to Portland, Maine in a 6.5 hour trip. Now the trip ended up being a little longer than that, but this is something that I was invited to that I wouldn't normally participate in. But these trips from dry dock are legendary. I grew up on an island in Casco Bay, serviced by these ferries. Now we didn't take her back right away. We had to do sea trials first. And this is us out on Penobscot Bay heading towards Camden. Those are the hills of Camden in the background. But after we passed sea trials, we were on our way to Portland. The captain in charge of the run this time noticed that my work was focused largely on scenery of the Gulf of Maine. And he said, you're going to get some really great scenery if you go on this trip. And I said, I'm already, you won me over when you invited me, brother. Now, it was a slow haul because we did lose our port engine, and then the starboard engine, well, it was about to melt down, so they really couldn't put her on full. And so we were kind of limping our way there. But it was beautiful, it was gorgeous. There was some wildfire haze, which I think resulted in us getting communication calls from as far away as Casco Bay and even further south when we were in areas that shouldn't have been receiving those calls. This was the first time I'd seen this much of the coast of Maine. Even growing up on an island in Casco Bay, I'd never seen this much of my home state before, and it was eye-opening. And approaching Casco Bay from the water was eye-opening, because when we approached Casco Bay from the water, all these many islands that I was so used to being on and around blended right in with the mainland, and it just looked like one stretch of land to the naked eye. And it wasn't until I filmed it and played around with some of the photos in Photoshop that I really could identify all the different islands. One of the big indicators that made me realize I was actually on Casco Bay was I identified the power station over on Cousins Island. Way back there, way back there. This lighthouse I'd seen from my hometown while walking my dogs along the beach every day. And this is the closest I've ever been to it, and it's not even that close. So we entered Portland Harbor by going between Cushing Island and Peaks Island and then circumventing House Island. But that didn't stop me. I kept rolling. We were in that magic hour light, or at least on the cusp of magic hour, and I was not ready to put my camera away. I shot all the way until dusk.